This has been an interesting year for NBA 2K24. We've used a lot of different builds, we've played all over the city, we've tried new things, the 2K League has shut down. This has been an interesting year to say the least. And with every new 2K, there's new badges, and NBA 2K24 is no different. And I'm sure everybody has their favorite badge. But by the title of this video, you guys can see today we're going to look at, in my opinion, the very best one. That's right, I'm talking about Right Stick Ripper, specifically Hall of Fame Right Stick Ripper. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy DonnyB, and we back with another video, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are here. We're toward the end of the 2K life cycle for NBA 2K24. So I've had a lot of chances to reflect on the year, the game, some of the new badges that they implemented. Like Hall of Fame Bulldozer was one of my favorite badges. I think that one really set this 2K off, and I remember when the news came out, that was one of the badges that I really wanted to try, and that's what I gave you guys from my Giannis build. And the Hall of Fame Right Stick Ripper was the second badge. So today we're gonna look at some stuff. I got some gameplay for you guys. We're gonna look at stuff, talk about some stuff on why I think Hall of Fame Right Stick Ripper is the very best badge that NBA 2K24 had implemented. So before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like and drop a sub if you're new to the channel, man. We are on that grind of 10,000 subs. Now let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so if you don't know what Right Stick Ripper is, if you never had a build this year that was able to get that badge, whatever the case is, I'm gonna explain it to you. So basically, this new badge in NBA 2K24, it says that it increases the chance of stealing the ball from the dribbler when using the analog stick. Now, if you've been playing 2K for even the past 3 or 4 years, I'm pretty sure all of you use the square button when it comes to stealing. This kind of put a skill gap in the game when it came to defense, because also if you didn't use the analog stick at the right time, you would get blown by, and 2K made that evident in some of the news that they dropped before the game came out. But if you did reach at the correct time when they made a move, you got steals just like this, and just like this. Now, it may seem like you can just run up on anybody and just flick the analog stick and rip them, but it's not as simple as that. A lot of the times you have to time it perfectly. When the offensive player is about to do a move, whether it's about to be a tween, a crossover, they're about to start their dribble animations, you have to time it perfectly with that, and you also have to, you can't just spam it because then you'll get fouls. So at the beginning of the year, when 2K came out with all of this news about the new badges, and a lot of people thought that, you know, defense would be at least a bit better than it had been in previous 2Ks, which I will say, at the beginning of the year, steals was a bit overpowered. And even right now, they toned it down a little bit. I would still say that steals are a bit overpowered, because I can run up on people and steal the ball every single time for 4 or 5 back-to-back straight possessions. Like, watch this. The other day, this was my very first game in the 1v1 in the theater. As soon as he puts the ball down, I rip him. So he flops, thinking it's fun in games. I rip him again the very next possession, mind you. So now I'm up 4-0, 2 steals. He puts the ball down again, I rip him. So I just ripped him 3 straight times on my first game, dunked the ball, and then he quits. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, you guys know that I put a lot of time, effort into my builds to make sure they're not only realistic to the player comparison that I want them to be, but they're also fun to play with. Now, that's why I created this Kawhi Leonard build. I had to create a lock. We all know I had never been on a lock before, but we all know that dribbling is the most important part of this game. You can't go anywhere if you can't dribble. And we know a lot of people love dribbling around on this game. That is the main reason why I think Hall of Fame Right Stick Ripper is the best badge in NBA 2K24. And the thing that most people don't know about the badge already is that not only does it increase the chance for steals, but it also increases your chance for lane steals too. So if you flick the right stick at the correct time when someone passes the ball, you can steal, you can be in those passing lanes that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get with square maybe. They made defense matter the most, I would say, when the game first came out, to the point where everybody online was complaining to the 2K devs and complaining to Ronnie 2K and everybody, because they either couldn't get open, and they were telling them, you know, you just don't have the badges, this and that. But even the higher attribute point guards with, you know, 99 ball handle, 98 ball handle, stuff like that, even they were getting ripped. And I can confirm, even with this build, it didn't matter if you had a low ball handle or a high ball handle. There was a good chance if I matched up with you, you were getting ripped 3 to 4 times a game, which in hindsight, it doesn't seem like that much, but in the middle of the game, that seems like a lot. And that's one of the players you kind of want to stay away from. Even in the competitive 2K Pro-Am scene, we all know Joe knows. We all love Joe. He's played in a bunch of Pro-Am tournaments, and who knows how much money. But even he has been on record complaining about this badge when he's playing in Pro-Am tournaments and dudes are just standing there pressing square. They're not even playing defense. They're just right stick ripping. They're flipping the analog stick back and forth, trying to get a steal, which a lot of the times they will in those competitive scenes because you're going up against locks with 99 strength or 90 plus strength with 99 steal, whose only job out there is to cheese the game and get these steals, which this badge lets you do. If you've watched any of my videos on this Kawhi Leonard build, I've tried my best to showcase how powerful this badge really is, whether it's multiple possessions or if it's just the first possession or whenever you really need it, especially inside the park. You can rip anybody with this badge. It is insane how powerful this badge was this year. I do hope that they bring it back, but if they don't, I would understand. I would understand completely if they choose not to bring this badge back in NBA 2K25. The last point that I want to make is that a lot of the other badges that were new this year in NBA 2K24 were different badges that were combined into one, or they were something that we had already seen before, or they were on the offensive side of the ball, or it just were badges that a lot of 2K players don't use, and they don't use when they play, which is why badge regression started, and they started losing these badges. This was already something that a lot of people would use and were using. So you have locks that continuously reach. They play defense, and all they did was enhance their game to the max. They made it so if you wanted to, you could get more steals if you knew what you were doing. All right, guys, we're gonna end it here. I do want to say this is probably gonna be my last NBA 2K24 video, so we're not gonna be dropping any more videos on 24, especially because College Football 25 is dropping in a few days, man. I'm so excited. It's been years. It's been 15 years since the last NCAA, man. So I'm gonna be dropping some content on that. That's gonna be fun to play. We're gonna be playing Dynasty. Might touch Road to Glory. We'll see how that goes. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like and drop a sub if you're new to the channel, man. We are on that grind of 10,000 subs, and I'll see you fellas next video.